Hey guys, welcome back to Easeldoesitstudio. Sorry, I didn't have a video. It's gonna probably be for 2 nights when this one comes out. I just have been under the weather. I've got a cough. My nose is running. I don't know. It could be just change in season or whatever, but I just couldn't get out of my own way for a few days. So we're gonna do one of these today. So this is Happy Mail that I got from Keith. Thank you so much, Keith. These are absolutely adorable. So these are candle molds, which I will make them into candles coming up pretty soon. But I'd like to see if I can make one that we could put a tea light in. So I pulled out my silicone plug things that I had made, and we're going to put that in here. But let me show you the insides of these molds, guys. Look at this. There's deer, there's trees, like pine trees or fir trees, and like the long branchy trees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one. There's 4 of them. They're all a little bit different. You know, this one's got, the same things, but different shapes. Like this one doesn't have anything on the top. And this one is more of like a snow scene. There's a snowman, there's some trees, there's a mushroom, another snowman. So I contemplated doing this one as well, but I don't know. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour them in clear, maybe with a hint of a color. Like maybe a really light blue alcohol ink, so that it's see-through, but yet it kind of looks like it's the sky. So I chose to do that one. And this is the other one, which again has the deer. And this one here has some like ground on it. So you could paint these after, or you could, do what I'm going to do. So he sent me these 4. Thank you so much, Keith. And then he sent me some things that he made. And look at how adorable these are. Oh my gosh, these are adorable. So it's like a half of a skull put on like a Christmas ball. So there's this one. There's this one. And then this one, and he's got the glass eyes in all of them, so they're a little bit different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a twine through them and hang it on my Halloween tree, because they go perfect with my color scheme, greens and purples and black. So thank you so much. Once I get them on, I will take a picture and show you. And then he sent me these, which is like the steampunk look. And this has like a holographic in it. And if this had a darker background, then you'd see it a little bit more. And then this one, which is like the planets or the universe or something like that. The different moon phases, I think, is what it is. So thank you so much, Keith. All right, so I'm going to put these in here for now so we can move on with our project. So I'm going to put the 3 in here. And then, so this is the one that I'm going to do. So I'm going to do the deer antlers in the metallic copper, just to change up the variation in the color. because I was afraid if I picked like a creamy color, it wouldn't really show. We're going to do the deer in brown, and I'm going to do 2 different greens for the trees. So for the pine trees, I'm going to use this dark ocean green. It's kind of like a blue green. And this one is more of like a mossy green, the Green Day. So that is my plan. And let me get a couple of different brushes here. And I'm going to grab a few micro brushes as well. I need to pull more out anyways. Because I think these are going to probably be a better scenario. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but even my voice is kind of raspy. So yeah. So then I'm going to put clear, well, like I said, the colored, clear tinted, whatever. And I'm not going to fill it all the way up because I'm going to drop this in. Because that is the size of my candle. I might even use this one. I think this one's a little bit bigger. So yeah. So that will give us a void for this candle to set in. And hopefully I can get it without bubbles. All right, so let me, I'm going to do his antlers first because that way I can differentiate between my trees and my antlers. And like this guy here, he has what would be a white under his chin. So I maybe will pull out some white because there's 2 of them that have that. So let me just grab I'll just grab the white from the Let's Resin. Okay, let's start. We'll start with the white. And that way, I know that that white area will be covered. And I have... these are like micro eyeliner disposables. This is when I used to do makeup parties, when I sold makeup. So I think these are going to work the best on like the little areas. Okay, so let's start with the white. You know, and if it looks a little silver, that's fine. And I think the cleanup on this will be fairly easy because everything that we're coloring is indented. All right, so that's his beard. That's what I'm going to call it. Now, white is the one color that really doesn't show up that much when you paint it on, but hopefully it will. If not, we'll just use the paint pen afterwards. All right. Oops. I have to clean that. All right, and that one doesn't have any white there. All right, I'm just gonna wipe this off, and let me grab a baby white. Just so I can get those little bit of areas that I don't want the white on. Okay, so we got our white. So I'm going to try to use the same brush for the copper. Oh, and I haven't even used this one. Wow, that's a good thing. We get to try a new color. I guess I need to put a new blade. Oh, a new blade on this bugger. Okay, so let's find our antlers. All right, let's try a micro brush. That one might. I'm just trying to see, because this one crosses over that tree a little bit, or the tree's going to cross over it, I should say. All right, kind of like that. Because we are getting ready for hunting season, so this is right up my alley. Because I do go hunting with the guys. I don't go every day, but I do. I do go. And with the prices of everything, I'm definitely going to be going out this year. And we each got a doe permit, so we can get a buck and a doe. And I got one more here. Yeah, I haven't done like a detailed mold like this in a long time. Now, I've never done like a candle mold where like I've painted mica, so I don't know if that will even work. So we will be trying that. If you guys want, you know, if you want to see another candle making episode, let me know, and I can do that. All right. Oh, we got one more deer here. And that's the thing, it's like trying to not miss, you know, any of the little deer. So I'm just trying to pick it up off the side of this container so I don't get too much. And then hopefully I can get this cleaned up enough. Okay. So let's just take our wipe. Just gonna put a little alcohol on here to help maybe get it to wipe off easier. The metallic I find is harder to get off than the regular mica. And my goodness, this does not want to even come off. So yeah, I needed a lot of alcohol to get that to come up. All right, let's get his little ears here. All right. So now I think I'm gonna go in with the darker green. And we'll do the long trees. So with this one, I might actually try using my angled brush, because I think it might just go a little quicker. All right. So I'm gonna start so there's definitely going to be a lot of cleanup. So maybe what I'll do is put you on a time lapse while I get this finished. Okay, guys? All right, guys. So I've mixed up 4 ounces of resin, and I did run this through the debubbler. I should have put it in my warmer first because our nights have been getting down into the 20s. So I'm going to put the blue in, and I'm probably going to run it through again. So I picked out cerulean blue, and we'll put some of that in just to give it, like I said, a hint of color. You know, maybe kind of look like the sky. I don't know. And this is the Bond Craftor. So what I'll do is once I get this poured, I'm going to let it sit for about an hour. And then we're going to put it in the debubbler. So let me just pop this in there again. And I'm going to get my, let's see, get my plug. This one is about the best. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that in the top, and hopefully it will give me, you know, something to work with. I just want to make sure that I got this cleaned off as good as I can. So yeah, that thing took me about 45 minutes, guys, to paint. So I'm glad I put you on a time lapse because this video would have been extremely long. All right. Just want a spot where I know nothing's going to get on it. So there's still going to probably be a little bit of something, but I'm hoping by adding the blue will help disguise it a little bit. So you can see my little scene in here all painted, because I know if this comes out good that all of both my boys are gonna want one of these for sure. All right. And just to let you know, dumping it in these little cups did make a huge difference. So if you guys have the bags, yeah, just find something to dump it into, and it makes life so much better. And I wanted to let you know I started updating my website, so I do have 2 different paint kits on there available. I did manage to get that done yesterday, and so that's on there. I added some different product on there because I ended up not going to the art walk yesterday. So I just wasn't feeling up for. I was supposed to go to a birthday party for my cousin today too, and I didn't go. I'm like, I'm not going if I feel like I've got a cold starting, and I don't want to give it to anybody. So yeah, I didn't even go to that today. All right, so I'm going to let that run through, and then we're going to come back. Oh, no, I put this in the wrong side. Duh. Oh, my gosh, Michelle. So this has to go in this side. So I think what I'm going to do because the last time I tried this, I got a lot of bubbles on this. So I'm gonna spray this part with alcohol, but I'm also going to take my finger and coat this completely with resin to try to get any bubbles from forming, and then we should be able to just set that in there like that. So I'm thinking these probably are going to take about 5 ounces. I mixed up 4. I'm hoping it's enough, but it might actually be too much, because that does recess down in there quite a ways. And I don't have any of these on my website, but if anybody wants any, let me know and I will get some made and get them on the website. I just haven't been doing a lot of silicone, so, oh, and my thing just got done, so. All right, so there's still a few in there, so hopefully we don't, because I ran it through the first time for 8 minutes, and then this time for 5, so, maybe I'm just gonna let this sit for a little bit and finish debubbling, and then I'll come back when it's clear, just to try to prevent as many bubbles as we can. So I'll do that and I'll be back when this is done. Okay, I ended up putting it back in the debubbler for another 10 minutes. So let's give this a good spray. And maybe I'll just do it that way. Just to kind of get some coated on there. All right, so let's just pour this oh no, I'm not gonna have enough. All right, let me. All right, so that's basically what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna mix up another 2 ounces and that's on the outside. So I'll mix up another 2 ounces, get it debubbled, and I'll get it poured in. I won't bother to come back. You know what I'm going to do. And then I'll come back on demold. All right. All right. I ended up running it through the debubbler. I figured I would come on just because if I have new people and they want to see that process, you know, I wanted them to be able to see it. So I'm hoping that most of the bubbles are out. So I'm gonna spray this, and I maybe made up too much this time, but all right, we're gonna just kind of stop there, and I'm just gonna kind of soak that And we're really going to give that a good spray. And so it's going to need a little bit more. Just like that. We're gonna leave it. So I've got this left. So let me my spatula and see how much we actually have left here. Whoa. All right. So I made up 2 ounces and it only needed a ½ ounce more. Yeah, figures. So I have 1.5 ounces. What do I have that's like 1.5 ounces? All right, let me, I just pulled out 2 of my skull molds and we will see if we have enough to do both of these. Let's see, what could I put? Let me, let's grab, I have a darker blue and let's see. So I just pulled out midnight blue and purplish red. So I'm just going to put a few drops of that in, and then we will pour and see what we get for a look with that. And do I have another little one? I think I do. Will I have enough to fill it? I don't know. Probably not, but we're gonna try it. I'm gonna put 2 drops of the red. And maybe if I scrape both my cups. Oh no, of course not. Michelle, why do you do that? You know you're not gonna have enough. And then, So you know what we're going to do? Whoa. We're going to stay away from that. And we're going to just pour this in here. And I'm going to take a cup and we're going to just, whatever we can, into this, and I'm going to try and get just like the face part if I can. I don't know if that's how Tim made his. Whoa. Oh my Lord. All right, so we're gonna just scrape whatever we can in there. And then I'm going to try to just wedge it in there like that. It kind of looks like an alien head in there. All right. And I better get out of here before I completely make a mess of everything. So that is sitting very nice. I'm hoping that there's no bubbles that get trapped underneath there. So yeah, I'm just gonna let this be and we'll come back on demold. Alrighty guys, I'll see you in a bit. Alright guys, these are all cured. So let's start with this one. Oh, that actually came out kind of cool. Let me see. Put a white back on it so you can really... So that came out kind of cool. So I could put that on something. And there's no sharp edges, which I like. All right, so let's get our... Ouch. Yep, now I gotta go find it. Where'd it go? My God, it went way underneath my cabinet. So this one did have a few little micro bubbles, but it's kind of cool. It's see-through. I think it'll make a good keychain. All right, let's see what our little guy... Because remember, this is like a double pour. Oh, this one came out really cool. There's not even no bubbles. So that's kind of cool. Let me see if I put it on the... Really can't see. That kind of shows a little bit. It is see-through, which is kind of what I wanted. Okay, so let's get our... Oh, we got bubbles. Oh. Oh, I like this. So there are a few micro bubbles on the outside, but, oh, that's really cool. And then we can put the candle right in there. Oh, I like that. So there's not a big differentiation between the colors, but I think it's because I used the blue color, but I really like it. The deer stand out, and that's like the main, you know, focal point. And our white still did show on this one. A little bit on this one. Not too bad. And it's just around this edge. So I will have to sand this down a little bit. But overall, guys, and there are a few like micro bubbles in here, but they don't show on, you know, on this part. So it's just on the bottom, but we could, do I do black or do I do, maybe like a bronzy color? Let's try it. Let's try a bronze on this bottom lip, which would cover, I need the other end. I need the bigger end. I'm just trying to fill in some of them bubbles. So it might take a few, like a few coats, but, oh, I like these. Now I could go over these with some UV resin, I'm thinking. But or I could put gems on the bottom, but you know, if you're giving it to a guy, they might not like the jewels. But that just gives it that little bit of differentiating between, you know, the top piece. And the copper showed up really nice on the antlers. Oops, I stick my finger in the paint. Of course, why wouldn't I? But I like that. It really looks cool. I really do. I like that. All right, so let me get you, I think that's all I'm going to do to it, guys. Honestly, I don't really even, you know, I don't mind those little bit of micro bubbles at the bottom, because it's like, it's at the bottom, so nobody is really going to see it. But the rest of it came out beautiful. I mean, there's a few little bubbles in the, you know, the antlers, but looking at it at a different distance, you would never even know. All right, so let me get you some pictures of this in the dark. And yeah, I'm not gonna bother to do anything with these like on camera. I'm probably just gonna drill a hole and make it a keychain. And this one's kind of big to make it a keychain, so I don't know. We might embed something else, this into something else down the road. But this one is definitely keychain worthy, I should say. And then this is really kind of cool. This looks more alien to me than skeleton. And it's not rough anywhere, guys. There's no like roughness at all. It's really cool. Alrighty, guys, that does it for today. I will see you hopefully on the next video. Hopefully it will be tomorrow. But we'll see how I'm feeling. Alrighty, guys, have a great night. Bye. This is with a color changing LED base.